These are the video stills uploaded to the Night Flyer from Team 2. They are presented in the order in which they were shot. This is where Team 2's man infiltrated. There's a gate here that we must remove in order to get out. Next slide. This shot here shows a storage tank of an incredibly corrosive gas. It will eat through your armor very quickly if it is released from the tank. This road was built to support convoys heading out of the facility. We presume from the mech factory. This looks to be some kind of barracks or living quarters. Consider it a primary target. This shot is of low-orbit transport shuttles, used to take finished material to field bases. Eliminate them. This is the lower level to the elevator we just captured. It's where our man exited and managed to upload the images before his execution. Objective points are set at the transport bay, the living quarters, and at the factory site. Eponari is off the air, avoiding a patrol. But she was to try and make rendezvous at Charlie or at the factory later on. Watch for her.
Okay. Downright cheery. Someone had to die just to get us this intel. War is hell. So, goal here, get to Outpoint Charlie. And if you look, there was a little tunnel between the start and Baker. We might take advantage of that. Just keep it in mind. And as you can see, we did actually get the lasers we needed to replace the ones that I lost. We also got some other fun little weapons. We have that. We have plenty of LRM-5s, not concerned there. We also got a couple clan LRM-10s. Now, we are spelunking, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to use LRMs. I might. We'll see. The Streak SRM-6s are really neat, though. And Streak is fun because Streaks don't fire unless you're guaranteed a hit. Ooh, double heat sinks. Yes. Double heat sinks do exactly as the name implies. They disperse twice the amount of heat. So, anyway, let's go ahead and let's do some mods on this mech. Since we got some fun toys, we're going to enjoy this. It's a good thing we have the spare Shadow Cat, or we'd be doing this alone. And as you can see, he doesn't exactly have everything he needs for any of those variants. Those variants are actually straight out of the tabletop rules, so you could go onto Sarna and figure out exactly what each variant really was. Let's go ahead and max out his armor. We don't exactly have much of that armor left either. We only have 32 tons remaining. I guess that would be one good reason to repair at the very end of each mission, is at least you would drain that armor so as you get closer to your weight threshold, you could alleviate some of that pressure. Jump jets might come in handy. We're going to leave this as close to stock as possible, though. Giving him a shot by getting rid of AMS, and we still have 5 tons to deal with. So, let's load them down with lasers. And we got to disperse the heat somehow. So we go back into equipment. We have these nifty double heat sinks we'll throw in for him. And yeah, let's lose the jump jet. He'll still have a little bit of jump capability, just not as much. And there we go. We have 0.5 tons to deal with. Not really sure it's worth messing with too much. Might be able to cram in a small laser. Ooh, no, we'll do that. We'll just replace a jump jet. So he's still got the same jump capability, it's just not mounted in the leg. Okay. Now to fix our mech. And if you notice, they actually replaced my small lasers for me. If I had the weapon, they just put it back. Which is nice. Let's see, what do I want? Pull out the LRM racks. Got streak ammo for the 6 and the 2. What weapons do I have that I could use those with? And don't get me wrong, I'd love to throw in the AC-20, but this mech just isn't enough to carry one. I have both, and I actually have the Streak 6 in a clan version. Let's throw that in. And of course we need ammo. And you'll notice that case there. We definitely want to leave in the case. The case is a very special item that, in the event of an ammo explosion, it vents the explosion out of the mech so that I don't lose that component. So in the case of the left torso, if my ammo exploded and I didn't have the case, I would lose the entire left torso and would take damage accordingly, as if somebody had hit me there. So the case is a nice protective measure, even though it occupies a critical slot and that half a ton. Okay, we need to fix this weapons grouping. I don't want to be shooting the SRM-6s at the same time as my lasers. That would be a waste. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's a time when it would come in handy, but just don't want to do it now.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal. Targeting.
And to spelunking we will go.
Consider it done.
Now, there's that Orion, and I don't think we've talked about the Orion yet, so let's go ahead
Exits to
and...
the east and north. Sensors have picked up an Orion moving in. Coordinates. Shadowcat from the north.
Met power up detected.
Transferring now.
Wow, they're not wasting any time. They've got a Shadowcat and an Orion coming at us. So, about this Orion, it's an ancient battle mech design created by the long-gone Terran hegemony as the first truly heavy mech. The Orion has acted as the brute force of major offenses over 500 years. Even today, the Orion is still a formidable mech. The longevity of the Orion is due to the simple yet efficient placement of the systems within the roomy chassis of the mech. Techs enjoy working on the Orions, marveling at the ease of finding and replacing bad components. And this guy's running a primary, so he has an LBX-10, SRM-4, LRM-20, and 2 medium lasers. That LBX is a big concern when you get up close. LBX is essentially a scatter shotgun. So that's something to keep in mind, and with the 10, he's packing as much damage as my AC-10 does. So, up close, he's completely devastating with it. But at least it's spread out. But you'll notice he didn't last terribly long. And that mech is 75 tons, so in theory he was slightly harder to take out than that Thor would have been. The Thor, I think they made it a little bit more difficult just because it had a higher-up clanner piloting it. How did I miss? And there you are, the advantage of the streak. And as you can see, the streaks do a nice chunk of damage. Okay, now we can take some time to refit. So I'll probably set Dominique to that while I go and check out some of the armor. Now I'll go in, because with my luck there's another mech in there. This place is roomy enough, though, the LRMs might have been okay. And just think, this game came out forever and a day ago, and it's still tolerable by today's standards. It's not great, but, you know, when you consider this was 1999, it's not bad at all. I would love to replay this game if they just cleaned up the graphics and made it more updated for today's systems. I think it'd be a wonderful, wonderful game. Okay, I wasn't quite on target yet. So get out to third person. Now that we're coming up against heavy mechs, we should be able to salvage one soon enough, so I won't be piloting this silly little medium. I do like moving up because, even though the mechs are slower, they carry more weaponry. And if you've been watching different videos on YouTube, you'll notice that a lot of the pilots will go in and fight close range as fast as possible. I'm more slow with my killing. I prefer to do it from a distance and relative safety. MechWarrior Online, I don't necessarily get that luxury.
Repairs are done and we're heading out.
But for this game, being slow allows me to manage resources better. Who is he shooting?
Targeting.
Oh, great, an elemental.
Targeting. Targeting.
There's a firefly, a bushwhacker.
Targeting.
Waiting for rendezvous coordinates. Roger that, Lance Leader. Transferring now.
So we've got a full star's worth down here guaranteed.
We have arrived and are ready to
Hopefully
deploy.
Dominic can keep from exploding this mech. I'd hate to lose him for future missions. Since the only thing looks like we're going in for is going to be light armor. Can't decide if I want to wade in solo or wait for him. Let's go ahead and observe him getting repaired. He shouldn't be too terribly badly damaged. But his last toe-to-toe with an equally sized mech didn't go so well.
Your mech is fixed. Moving out.
That didn't take too long. And yes, I am going to move a little slowly until I can see on the radar that Dominic is out and following. Let's see. Truck. And follow me, please.
If you say so.
And attack my target.
Waiting for rendezvous coordinates. Roger that, Lance Leader.
This should keep him from drawing that elemental out. Don't want the elementals messing with the mobile
We
field
have
base.
arrived and are ready to deploy.
Okay, and we can see Dominic breaking away from the mobile field bases. He should be passing us soon. Wouldn't it be funny if they just sent a train hurling our way? And in we go. Wow, that's huge. I wonder how much salvage would be in there. Seems to be just out of range of my small lasers. Good thing is these guys aren't too terrible, and they're not moving fast enough to be a concern. One more bulldog to go. If Dominic doesn't take him out first. We should be able to drag the mobile field base in here shortly. Thank you for not going around the corner without me. Okay. I don't want to wait in there just yet, since we know that there's those two mechs that are waiting. I'd much rather stay protected if we can.
Targeting.
Alright. And we got that bushwhacker.
Targeting.
He's doing alright. Not so great on the right torso. Let's send him after the
On my
bushwhacker.
way to repair vehicle.
Nope. Okay. Yeah, we'll send him to repair. Wrong key. Sorry, guys. Wasn't looking when I typed it in, and I'm not gonna fix it. Oh, no. Don't go that way, Dominic. You idiot. He'll need a repair after that. I'm just coming back around here to see if there's anything of interest. And I might actually go through that other way, through that center, since it's a narrow passageway. It'll prevent them from being able to attack me in quite as detailed a manner. I can hit this, huh? Interesting.
Primary objective.
Oh, oops. Maybe I should pay attention to the objective lists a little more. Okay, so the docking station is gone. Now I can go ahead and charge through.
Targeting. 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 Targeting.
Oh, so many targets, so little time.
Targeting.
And there's a firefly in there, so let's talk about it really quick. I don't remember if we encountered one and I talked about it yet or not. So let me open the manual here while I get the mech pulled around. Like the Annihilator, the Firefly... Missiles? Anyway. The Firefly is almost never found outside the Wolf Dragoons. The Dragoons use it as a scout mech, using its fair speed and jump capabilities to discover enemies and provide targeting information for artillery. And I'm going to put this down for a second, because now I'm in range to actually care about this guy. Okay.
Repairs are done and we're heading
Hit
out.
reverse, spin around. Hooray for streaks. He's holding still enough that I'm pretty confident I can hit him with the AC-10. I really don't know how I aim with these things. Alright. That'll make him a little more friendly. And now he's basically just walking the station. Okay.
Waiting for rendezvous coordinates.
Back to that Firefly. It's a recon design, carries a few weapons, though has enough to protect
Roger
itself
that,
if
Lance
discovered
Leader.
while performing a
Transferring
mission. To increase its survivability, the designers gave it slightly more armor than a mech of its size can carry. And yeah, it's a light mech, 30 tons. I think we talked about it before, though. Ooh, I get a Thor. Hooray! Okay. And we'll go ahead and send the mobile field base to the second area now that we're sure that's clear and we don't have any mechs to worry about. These elementals are the only real headache, and so we'll get those taken out, and I'll heal up before charging further into the cavern. Fun note, before MechWarrior 4 came out and I was doing LAN parties in college with MechWarrior 3, I actually used to boot up where they could just shoot out waves of elementals. I used to use these guys for target practice. That's how I got so good at aiming back then. I'm not going to take that kind of time now, though. I devoted hours and hours to that practice. It paid off if I didn't have to pay for a lot of pizza that way.
Targeting.
That was usually our stakes. Okay, so Firefly is still up and running. Eh, I'll take him out before we actually prepare. He's easy enough. I've still got plenty of firepower and plenty of armor to take, especially with Dominic here. Now we do have to be careful, don't really want to fall off this walkway. Nice touch with the lighting. And of course, for old games, they didn't actually use any kind of lighting. That takes graphic processing power. Those are just painted textures. And that was actually really common for a lot of games that were doing 3D back then. There was another way, like they used for Doom, in which everything was actually on a two-dimensional map. This game was slightly more advanced than that. And there's not very many places these trucks can run.
We have arrived and are ready to deploy.
You know, there's something about this that amazes me. They have a cavern that's this spacious, and don't have the risk of cave-in despite how loud we're being. They must have really found a good way of reinforcing by figure 3058. It's not a bad place, really. When you think about it, you wouldn't have to worry about any elements, you wouldn't have to worry about temperature changes. Caves are really good about that, it being consistent. Okay, everything's cleared out up here.
You got it. I've disengaged. Waiting for rendezvous coordinates.
We'll bring them to 3 and then I'll
Roger
repair.
that, Lance Leader. Transferring now.
Okay, all that's left is to destroy everything else that's sitting around, and we have to do that before we can actually leave the cave. There's so much that's just so fantastic about this universe, and this is only one small portion of it. A very small, barely even a footnote. Now, keep in mind that the video game itself is not considered canon, but it doesn't conflict with any of the canon either. So, I'll go ahead and get in position so that when the mobile field base shows up, I can just shut down. Don't get me wrong, Operation Bulldog and Serpent are definitely part of the canon. That part they did follow very well. And further, you guys can't see it because you're not staring at game manuals like I am. All the game manuals are written from the perspective of Ariandi Light Horse Mercenary Corps manuals. And so they kept with that part of the universe too, since the Light Horse guys were the ones who were primarily responsible for taking out Clan Smoke Jaguar. So that little touch is nice. They even tried to make it to where your pilot is part of that mythos.
We have arrived and are ready to deploy.
Which is cool. Gives you a sense that you're playing a role in the events of that universe. Which is part of the fun of role-playing games. And since they did make the universe that expansive, there's plenty of ways to roleplay without interfering with timelines at all. In a good GM, they would find ways of making you part of the battle without conflicting with the main story arcs. Because, realistically, you can only keep track of so many alternate universes before you go nuts. And in a universe where battles are so commonplace that it's practically a football game,
Your mech is fixed. Moving out.
playing through the battle sequences and things like that would be such minor footnotes in history that no one would care if you got it wrong.
Mech power-up detected. Targeting.
Ooh. A Blackhawk. We haven't seen these before.
Yep. All units fall back to the chemical plant. Go!
And the reason we didn't see him before is he was shut down. We could use the same technique, but it doesn't serve us well at all.
Translator, you have to stop them. If those tanks blow, we're finished.
Okay, did you guys catch all that? They've got some tanks that are going, and if they blow up, we're pretty well doomed. So we need to be concerned with that. His head's almost gone. So we're not going to be able to refit after this. We're going to have to basically just charge straight through. And he's so close to going down. A hit anywhere should take him out. Really? There we go. Good. Okay, the Blackhawk that we just took out is capable of many tasks, but excels at none. Though versatile, powerful, and maneuverable, the Blackhawk cannot match the power of heavier mechs or the maneuverability of light mechs. It's a clan. It's full of 12 ER medium lasers, extended range medium lasers.
Mech power-up detected.
And
Targeting.
it is a medium mech in the tried and true sense at 50 tons. Okay, we've got an Orion primary variant, so we need to take him out again. And we want to keep him from destroying that coolant tank, which is that green goo. If they do that, then we're unable to leave completely. Essentially, it'll flood this place with toxic waste. So, take him out as quickly as possible before any demolition charges can get placed. Thank God for anti-missile systems.
Critical hit. Detected.
Well, that's gonna make things nice. He's so close to dead. Okay, we've taken off his arms. If you're wondering, yes, actually, you can mount weapons in the legs.
Get out of here now.
Okay, I need to heal up in a bad way.
Primary objective complete.
Good, there's nothing else to worry about, so I can heal up, and we can get the mobile field base to the nav point. Then we'll debrief and call it a day. Ugh. And I lost all my small lasers again. Hooray. Wonder if it's worth just getting the mechs, or the mobile field base up here.
Waiting for rendezvous coordinates. Roger that, Lance Leader. Transferring now.
I said to blow those tanks. I want a report to that effect. Get in the base.
They can't comply if they're not around, buddy. Little bit of goofy graphic there, where it just has a little canopy above the waist. I would think they'd want it to be an entire enclosure, but whatever. That can't be good for the skin. And let's do some exploring. And we've got a nifty little elevator here. Very cool. This would be so much fun in VR. Ooh, we can blow this up. Let's do that. Hallway. Let's go explore. Square peg, round hole. That's better. Somewhat.
Op point Charlie reached.
We have arrived and are ready to deploy.
What happens if I stand on the... Reach elevator to surface. Well, I'm basically here. I guess I may as well finish. Rather than fight my way through this hole again. Let's see. Where do I need to stand to do
Mission
this?
successful.
There we go. Alrighty. It's gonna be fun getting the vehicles in here.
Now they're willing to kill their own workers to get at us. Whatever happened to the old clan idea of honorable combat?
This Ratashosis is feeling the pressure from above. Okay, still no word from Epona Ree. She may be just under radio silence. Also, Keith Andrew has given up on trying to press north for rendezvous with the Eclipse's commando teams. The clan presence is too strong. He's working his way south along the edge of Operations Area 3.
Alright, that's all for today. See you guys next time. Wheel Trouble out.